What's up, guys? We are Past the Pop Culture. My name's Ricky, and I'm with my co-host, Fan.
What up?
All right, so we're going to be on episode 15 right here. So we're going to be talking about Chivalry 2, the new Nintendo Switch that came out. I don't even know how you pronounce it.
The new Nintendo OLED
OLED,
Switch.
yeah, like I'm not even going to worry about it. And yeah, kind of a little ramble on cheating in video games and cheating devices, because that's kind of been my gripe for the past few weeks, especially along with our Chivalry 2 review, I guess, because man, dude, some of these cheaters are getting out of hand. Because I don't know, actually, what do you want to jump into before I start ranting away?
Well, let's knock out the Nintendo and the Chivalry.
Well, actually, I think we should say something about not uploading last week. There were some outside factors that stopped us from being able to record, so we just wanted to apologize if you were waiting on that and wondering did these guys stop? No, we're still going. We're still gonna keep uploading, podcast, episodes and everything. I think we're just gonna have to work on maybe kind of like a back catalog of episodes that can kind of just go up whenever, because that was kind of, we dropped the ball there.
We weren't expecting it.
Yeah, we weren't expecting what happened, but I don't want to go too much into detail here. But so if you were expecting an episode, we just want to apologize for that real quick, and we'll try to do better.
But also, thanks for expecting an episode.
If you were waiting on an episode, and I just wanted to get that out of the way before we jump into it. But I've been addicted to Chivalry 2 for a bit.
I can definitely tell.
Yeah, so we've been playing that quite a lot. At least I have. And I find it, because as I played Chivalry 1, the first Chivalry. So basically I didn't really know what to expect, besides it being kind of it's Chivalry, and I do like a lot of the improvements that they did to kind of, there's really no spoilers here, so there's really no there is some sort of lore, I guess, but it really doesn't matter.
It's typical
just
red versus blue.
Yeah, it's just a hack and slash, just guts everywhere and
64
bleeding, and so I think my rating, I give it kind of B plus A rating.
Yeah, I can kind of. Well, last time we played, I would give it a C, just because it's not very stable. Because we had a little too much trouble trying to just invite.
Well, gameplay wise, but that's why I give it that B rating, because I really don't know why there's all these problems with connection. There seems to be a lot of bots. I know that they added the bots, but it makes it kind of I don't know, because we were messing around. And so we were trolling this one dude, I guess. I don't really know how to describe it, because he was because I was GG easy boys, because I was I won the match in the free for all. And what ended up happening is that some dude was I just bet your bot farming, and I was meta strats, and so because it's so ridiculous that there's so many bots there. I think they should just take that out. But that's what I find, is that especially when it comes to team deathmatch, it's just so easy, the bots, and there's poor team balancing. I guess that's essentially what I'm saying, is the team balance is a little off.
So the bots, they're only there if the team balance is kind of off. So instead of it being 32, it's 31, and they add a bot. Is that how
No,
it
it's
goes?
Not even that. It's if there's 40 players, they'll do 30 players on one team, and then and then 10 on the other. It's filled with bots. I'm over exaggerating here, but it's there's a really there's an imbalance on the amount of bots, and I know that's a big complaint. After seeing other people review it, is that there tends to be too many bots on just one side of the team. And they're not balanced very well, and so sometimes you'll get a lot of high levels on one team, and then a lot of noobs on the other side. You can clearly tell, some people just bought the game and they're just getting just absolutely destroyed, because it's you put a bunch of veteran players on the other team, and for as well as it goes for the maps, I think most of them are balanced. There is I forgot, there's one map, but it's pretty much just everyone just plows through it, and it's just I think you just burn the village real quick and then destroy the peasants, and so it's a little unbalanced, because the other team starts as you fight as the peasants, and then by then they're already at the door, and then they already steal the gold, and the house is already burnt down. It's it's very one-sided for the.
Yeah, because I don't think I've done a map where it's we held like before they open the gate. I don't think I've ever.
Yeah, because like defending is pretty hard. Like the attackers usually have a pretty good advantage, but for the most part, I would say, it's balanced enough to kind of give you a fighting chance. But at the same time, it's like I feel like, they could do a little bit better on balance wise. But I think that's just because mainly you get too many bots on one team, so it's like you don't have any actual players, and the bots are horrendous. They stand there and they're just like. Yeah,
with like a small sword.
And then they're like dead after a hit or two. So it's like it's just it's really easy to like beat them. So it doesn't. That's like my main gripe is and then also too like I it keeps crashing. The game for me keeps crashing.
Yeah, you had this problem.
And I've had this issue playing the game. I thought like, oh well, I mean it does eat up my CPU and my memory. And so I thought, oh, maybe I'm just getting this huge spike, and then I'm running out of memory, and then trying to go in, reach for the memory, it's not there, and then crashes. But it doesn't seem like that's to be the problem. So I was looking it up, and I guess some people are having that problem too, that it just crashes on them. And I think it's just a mixture of it's probably like some bugs and poor optimization and everything. Because I tried lowering the settings, and it still happened. It still
didn't work, right? Yeah.
And so I was like, and it's like I have a decent PC. I'm not.
It's not a 3090, but still, it should be no problem.
Yeah, so it's I don't really know what's the issue there, but that's why I like. But gameplay wise, it is fun. I do have to say,
if you can play it.
Yeah, if you can play it. And I guess the partying up system. I guess if you want to explain that, because you were the one setting up the party.
Yeah, so. Normally, in most games, you just invite somebody and you're good. But for Chivalry 2, it is kind of like that. But for some reason, it would either show that, like, for example, Ricky would be online, but he would never get the invite.
Or it would show offline.
And it would show offline, but he is online. And, like, I can't invite you. And then, so sometimes it would work. And then, like, we would all have to, like, close the game, open it up. Like, out of us three, we had to try. None of us worked. Close it again. Try to open it up, and then like it's just like a hit or miss.
10-20 minutes of us trying to get to work.
We stopped playing, remember? And then we started playing Sea of Thieves, but
and then and that's another game. I guess we can probably talk about later, but
maybe we'll do like a Game Pass review. Or something.
Because with Chivalry, I think the main problem it seems like is just trying to get people in a game. I think I guess that's the best way to put it, because it's like.
But maybe that's why there's like that bot problem, because a lot of people are trying to play, but they just can't.
Yeah, and it is concerning because the game, is fairly new, and how heavy it relies on bots to fill up those slots. So.
I mean, it's been 2 months. They should kind of have everything a little bit fixed.
Yeah, I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt. As someone who played the first Chivalry, I don't remember that being that much of a problem.
I don't think it was.
The problem when I joined is because I joined on the later half of the game's lifespan. Like, it was already an older game. So, like, the player base was already established fairly well. And, like, okay, here's where their servers that everyone went to. The main problems was, like, just the sweatiness of the first one. Because, like, people were, like, ducking and, like, rah, and, like, just throwing the, like, weapons around. Like, they were swinging and, like, in circles and, like, ducking. And it was, like, crazy. And, like, it was just, like, you would faint. It was just feinting each other until one of us actually hit. And then, so, it's, I do like how they changed the combat a bit. Because the first one was like, you'd run out of stamina fairly quick, because like just running and the blocking was different. It was more like you had to time it rather than you can hold your block.
Hold it, yeah.
And so it is kind of annoying in this one where when you hold the block, it does get a little like, okay, dude, like it's just us like swinging back and forth until one of us stamina's break. But it's but in the first one it was just like kind of like the same problem where it's like you would just faint until somebody actually took the bait, and then So the combat is better in some regards and not so much in the other. I do like how in the new one they give you a better chance with parrying and all that stuff, because it used to be like with parrying you just block the one hit, but in this new one it's like if you're facing multiple opponents you become like invincible for like a frame or two or whatever it is. Like I forgot what they say. Like they give you like a second of invincibility. Yeah. So like if you're getting hit by 3 people, you block one, you can kind of block the rest of them. Essentially, and so I kind of appreciate that because sometimes it's like you get like 5 people and they just go and then they all take you out, and it's like, well, it's not that much fun. But now you can kind of like, it makes it easier to fight 2 to 3 people,
and it feels good if you can defend yourself against 3 people.
Yeah, yeah, sure. And then because a lot of these games like For Honor, like I never played Mordhau.
I haven't played.
I haven't played that, so I can't compare. But I played a bit of For Honor, and I like that one, but it's more rock paper scissors versus this one being it's like it's like a hack and slash, and it's directional. It's like it's kind of maneuvering around your opponent and getting the poke in on like the side or something if they're blocking too much or kicking them and so. But I just gotta say though, because it just popped in my head, the archers are super annoying.
I haven't tried an archer yet.
You know what? I tried it. I felt so dirty. I had to take a shower because like that. If you're playing I mean, not to be mean, but if you're playing Archer, why are you playing the game? Like
get a life, bro.
Yeah, like I honestly believe like the fun is playing with the swords. Why are you being an archer? I understand why they're put in the game and blah 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 and yada yada, but it's just like it's not. It's like it's kind of fun, but it's like it's better to like just cut someone's head off with like a big great axe, or cut their arm off.
Like, it's a flesh wound. I do like that shout.
Oh yeah.
From Monty Python.
Yeah, the reference was like, oh, that's kind of nice. And I feel like in the future though, for this game, they're definitely gonna have to fix the bots, the team balances. I think
fix the login and fix the
fix the multiplayer. Like essentially trying to like party up, and then because that made us stop playing the game, which that shouldn't happen, but. I really enjoy the game though. That's the thing. Like as much as like we have these problems, I think the quality of the game just outweighs a lot of these problems. But if it wants to survive, the longevity of it, it's like if you can't even team up, like party up, you're really gonna lose a lot of players because it's just like, well, a lot of people. I mean, it's fun to play with your friends. I mean. And so
see, that makes me wonder, like, because usually when games come out, they kind of have like an influencer, like battle royale, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm wondering because they didn't do one for this one, maybe because like they couldn't fix the friendless system.
And I don't know, like, the behind the scenes of like what they kept from Chivalry 1 to 2, like, and how they use it, because Chivalry 1 is pretty old. I think came out early 2010s. I'm assuming.
Is it that old? No.
It's fairly old. I can't remember when. I would have to check, but it's old. It's old.
It is old.
It's like I would say it's at least 6 years old, right?
Probably. Maybe 4.
No, because I was like
last year, so
I was like like I was still in high school, like freshman and sophomore. So that was that's quite a few years ago. So yeah, so probably like 2015, 2014.
Has it really been that long? Really?
Yeah, dude. Like, cause I'm pretty sure, but anyways, that's a sidetrack. But to kind of just go back to what we were saying though is that we don't really have something to compare to like to Mordhau because we haven't played that. I was kind of nervous to jump on Mordhau, so I never did it because I had a poopy laptop to play on. So the problem with these kind of games like For Honor, Mordhau, and Chivalry is that people get sweaty.
Yeah.
And then it becomes like it's the most fun like when at the beginning no one knows what they're doing, but as the skill gap like increases, it's like you have to keep up with kind of like the meta of the gameplay. And so that was like ducking and swinging around and like feinting for the first one.
Yeah, parrying every single hit.
And then and so I hope the game kind of like keeps things fun. I hope they do kind of like most of the weapons are balanced, but I hope they continue to try to innovate the combat system so that things don't get too stale and too stagnant and like, okay, this is the way you have to fight. So that's what I'm hoping for. That might be too much to ask for, but as far as a review for the game, yes, I give it like a high B, a low to like an A, a low A. Just because it has those technical issues, but I don't like faulting a game for technical issues too much. I like to focus more on gameplay, but when it starts interfering with the game experience, like you can't even go with your friends to hang out with, like in the game. Another problem is like, because I wanted to bring up cheating, was like, there's a lot of invisible people. Like, I'm like, oh wait, did this dude hit me from the back? And then it just shows like nobody when I die. Like, and then I'm like, what did I get hit with? And then not until other people in the chat were like, oh, you invisible, and I'm not gonna say what they were calling them, but
use your imagination.
Yeah, so and like, oh, this dude's hacking or invisible or whatever. And what I think is interesting is like, I guess it's funny, like, okay, for the first like minute or so, like, oh, okay, he's invisible, and then it's like, okay, like, it's, what are you doing here? Like,
I don't know, but it's like,
it's, I don't know, like, I get it, like, why someone would do it, but I just don't think, I think games need to find a way to really work against like the anti-cheats, because I'm sorry, to cheat, to have good anti-cheats with that don't. Because I've gotten kicked out of games because it says I'm cheating, and it's literally, I'm like, well, I have like I'm
AFK, dang it.
Yeah, I'm like, I got a Google Docs open in the background. It's like, you're cheating, but like you see some dude invisible, and then it's just like, nope,
fine,
perfectly fine. And I feel like most anti-cheating is just ineffective. I mean, a lot of cheating has kind of like pushed me off from most games, like Warzone. I was telling you earlier,
Warzone is doing.
Warzone was
extremely
atrocious.
bad right
now. It's like the auto aim is just ridiculous. Like, and I was curious because I was like, so how are these guys cheating? Like, are these hackers? Quote unquote hackers? And the thing is, they don't even have the audacity to like just even learn how to actually properly hack the game.
They just buy the cheats.
They buy the cheats. Like, it's some other nerd who goes and like puts in all the codes. And so I was curious. So I looked them up, and I feel even dirty having that in my search history, because it's just like, it's a device on, like, you can connect to your controller for like the PS4 or Xbox, or I was looking more into the console ones. And so
what is it, like, called, like Cronus or something like that?
I don't remember, but it's just like, it's like it looks like a thumb drive basically. Yeah. And then you connect it with the controller, and that the system can't even recognize it, because you're not actually going in changing any code, or it's external or something like that. So it's basically like it's undetectable. So you can change things like sensitivity, recoil. You can do like just like auto aim, and you can see through walls, and like you can mess with the values of these things by like there's sliders and stuff like that. And
I've
it's
seen
like
a picture of it,
and I've seen it, and it's like I get why someone would use it to kind of mess around and troll some people, but I wouldn't. I don't know, like, they're like $100-something, some of them, sometimes more, depending what you want to get.
Yeah, they're easily accessible.
But they're fairly easily accessible. Now, if you're a 5-year-old kid who's getting stomped on in Warzone, and then you buy one because your mom gave you that money, and like because you cried over it, I understand you're some 5-year-old kid. But I mean, the parents, that's a whole
if you're like
thing.
26
but if you're a grown man who's crying that he's getting stomped in Warzone, just get good, kid. Yeah. You know, like, it's not fun. It's just I think cheating right now is gonna destroy many gaming communities.
Well, it's destroying Warzone right now. I don't know.
It's destroying Warzone.
Heard all the stuff going on.
I haven't. So if you want to kind of elaborate on that.
When Call of Duty was kind of like now these days, so because we all had to switch to online to play like the tournaments and stuff. Yeah. Because Corona. So what they had to do is, because they've accused a lot of players for either like doing some kind of like lag switch, or having that attachment for the controllers, because like when you're watching a tournament, some of these kids are just like straight on turning on people without even realizing it. And it's like it's kind of obvious that's cheating. So what they had to do,
like a 90-degree like change, it's like just whoop, and then
it's
they
a little
just
fishy.
Headshot.
So in the terms of the tournaments, they had to start having a camera pointing not only to your face, but to like at an angle to see your controller and the connections, just to make sure you don't have that thing. And so that kind of took over. Of course, nobody was caught, I think. And then even Warzone, it's like, it's so bad right now that like every single game, there's at least like 2 to 3, maybe sometimes like upwards of 5 cheats. Yeah. And so a lot of people just don't play Warzone anymore. Like a lot of the big streamers are just like,
like I don't play anymore. I wanted to, but then it's just like, I was like, oh, let's get back on. And then I just got sniped or like someone shot me like through a building, and I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. Like I'm not gonna.
And these same cheaters are winning like casual tournaments where they're winning like $300 just because.
Yeah, like, the return on investment for having a little $100 device and you win $300. It's like, it's just really annoying, like the cheating that goes on. And like, cause I know, like, cause even in like the Smash tournaments and like locals, like, because sometimes people bring their own systems to play on, because sometimes you have you got dozens of players coming in, and so sometimes they put like a ROM essentially of the game that you play on, but the values are slightly changed for certain characters. So then like, you fall, your falling
slightly
speed is different, or you do like 0.5 more velocity or whatever crazy stuff they decide to change. And so it's bad because it's cheating. It's I don't know, like I don't feel like it's rewarding when you beat someone knowing you cheated. Unless it's like another cheater and you just bring out the cheats to beat the cheater, then sure. But then it's like,
it's like that's a circle that's never gonna end.
It's like, well, it's like but it's just so like, because for myself, it's just like when I'm playing, and I think, I don't know if it plays console or PC more, but I think it's just more like what kind of game you're playing here. Because like as a kid, I had the action replay. And so that was just so that I can hack my Pokemon game to give me like 999 rare candies, or like multiple Firestones.
Or Master Balls. I remember
like a bunch of Master Balls. And we had to work for that, okay? Because we had to go Google it, or we'd get like a big pamphlet or book, and we'd have to go through, like, I remember going to the Scholastic book fairs to get the cheats, right? You would get like a book with all the cheat codes in it. For like GTA or Pokemon or whatever game, Mario. And then you'd have to be like A, B, Z, 5, 4, dash, like, 3,
dang,
2.
I missed one
and then you'd have to do the whole thing over if you messed up the code, or you could corrupt your game by accident by putting in the wrong code. And like you had to work for that. We had to work, man. And then they had the Game Genie for like the SNES and like all the old consoles and all that, but it was like there was no multiplayer, so it was like, and a lot of the times the Game Genie would be like, you can find like the secret game development level on like Mario Sunshine or whatever it was,
or like Grand Theft Auto, you can be a grandma.
And it's just like they're fairly harmless. I think that that's fine, if you're messing around the game, because like you want to you don't want to shiny hunt for like 30 years to find the Pikachu in a slightly different yellow, and you want it to have good stats. It's just like,
you're pooping on a lot of communities, Ricky.
It's like, no, it's like shiny hunting's fun, but it's so difficult. Well, no, okay. Back in the day, it was harder. Okay, now it's like one in like so many thousands. Remember, it was like in the tens of thousands. Like if you found
honestly, back in the day, I don't think I've seen one shiny.
I saw one shiny.
I don't think
okay. Well, I have a story because now it kind of hurts. But so I was playing Leaf Green, right? And like the very first Pokemon I came across, after getting my starter, and once I can catch Pokemon, was a shiny Pidgey.
Oh.
I caught it and I used it, but I didn't understand what shiny was because I was like 5 or whatever, and so I played it and I thought it was so weird, and then I looked it up and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, okay, they're shinies. But I didn't really understand. Like, I had gold here, baby. And, like, I played, and then I was like, and then eventually I was like, well, I want to do another run through. And I was like, well, I know he's shiny and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, it was only one shiny. But I was like, So I think I transferred the Pokemon into one of my DS games, because you know how on the DS like you can transfer. So I think I did transfer him, and then there's another on Pokemon Wii. It was like Pokemon Tournament or like
Pokemon Wii.
It was like
on the Wii.
It was like Pokemon on the Wii. Like it was like you would do is just fight other trainers. It was a Wii game. It was like Pokemon.
What, like Pokemon Stadium?
It was kind of like Pokemon Stadium, but it was like for the Wii, so it was like I think it was like Pokemon Tournament. It had like Palkia and Dialga on the it was during the Sinnoh region and stuff like that. Like so, it was like you would just fight other players, and it had like a mini story and stuff like that. And I think I transferred the shiny to there, like a copy, and then I think I deleted that game. So it's like Beautiful. I had it in one version.
Beautiful.
And then so I was like and then. But the thing is, like, my DS got stolen, so I couldn't play it anymore. So it didn't matter. So I was like, but I was just like, I didn't understand shiny, and then because I used to think like, it was like a weird thing. Like, oh, okay,
it's why a bug in the game? What is this?
I was like, well, what is this? But yeah, so I was like, I don't know, like, and then I never caught a shiny again. I don't have shiny luck, man. When it comes to Pokemon, that's why I don't.
I mean, I kind of, I'm trying. I think the recent Pokemon game from whatever one, the one we hate, I think I got a few shinies.
Sword and Shield. Yeah. But it's like 1 in 1,000. There's like the Masuda method or whatever it is.
Yeah, I mean I did use like the weird like going back and forth in the open world, whatever it was called.
But you had to like raw dog it, man. Like you just had to go into the grass and pray to God that you could get a shiny, dude.
Out of like 4 of them, it has to be that one, and you have to go in circles, and it's and like all right.
and then like around the I think around the center region they had it where like you had like the little powder or whatever show up, and like, oh, okay, you can kind of gauge it, and yeah, man, dude, like it was tough back in the day to get a shiny, and I didn't appreciate it at the time. But yeah,
see, like in times of those cheat codes and whatever,
like I'm fine. Like it's like as long as you're not using them in tournaments, or like if you're fighting with your like friends on Pokemon and you just do like overleveled Pokemon to like mess with each other,
just don't tell them.
That's fine. Like, but I just don't get it is when like you play online and then you act like you're good while using cheats. Like that's what I don't get, and I mean that with full disrespect.
My favorite thing is when you catch streamers cheating.
Like,
have
why?
you seen those videos?
Yeah, why get caught in 4K like that though? Like I really don't know why.
Oh, it wasn't a cheat.
I really don't know why. Like if you're honest up front, like, hey, I'm gonna use a cheat in the stream because I think it's gonna be funny, and then we're just gonna do that, and blah blah blah, and like, okay, but even then I have like some problem with that. Like if you're doing it in Pokemon just to see like, cause like there's just fun things you can do, and with cheats, like especially in like older,
but like save it for Sims, because Sims you can cheat and that's fine.
Yeah, like if you're just playing like old school games or something, like that's fine. Like, but it's just multiplayer games, especially online. It's just it sucks out the fun, man, and that's what I don't like. Is because like even in like I used to play like Rainbow Six Siege, and that one I was getting like hit with shots from like across the map that wouldn't even make sense, and like headshot from like a pistol through like 5 walls, and he couldn't even see me, and I'm like, dude, like this is ridiculous here.
Well, have you seen the newest cheat on Warzone?
No, what is it?
Okay, so the newest cheat, you don't even have to aim now. I saw the video. This guy literally just had whatever gun he was shooting at the floor, and he killed somebody like off in the distance. Like
why? Like
I'm
why?
like, first of all, how the heck is that even possible?
I'm assuming that what it does is that it just finds the nearest player and then attacks it. Just.
But it's like at that point, how does the company not like? It has to send a red flag on this person's like account or something, right? Because there's no way
they would need like some sort of internal committees that go and scan the internet for these cheaters, find their gamer tags, or and then I don't know, man. Maybe it would just be too much work to clean up these games, and it's like it's fine if you like want to mess around with your friends in a private lobby and cheat. It's different when you go and then like take a dump on other people's day just to feel better about yourself.
Well, it's sad because like all these streamers make their careers on Warzone.
Yeah.
And it's like when they're playing,
Fortnite had that problem.
They did, but Fortnite now has like an anti-cheat, or always had one, I think.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've ever seen a cheater on Fortnite. Not at least that I can't think of.
Just like I can't tell if like they just build really good or it's just like you know what I mean? Like so I stopped playing Fortnite.
Whole different, like,
I stopped playing Fortnite after like the second season or whatever.
I stopped playing when they got rid of the double pump shotgun.
I stopped playing when all the kids started jumping on it. Like
and those 10-year-olds are like doing like a 60-foot tall like, in half a second. It's like, all right, buddy, I'll shoot you with my little gun.
Like people weren't really building. It was more like people would build like a wall to just like block the bullets or something, or like to get up top. It wasn't like before you start building like these huge like structures,
Eiffel Towers.
Yeah, like
bring back Fortnite Classic. That's what I want.
Yeah. Oh, Fortnite Classic.
Yeah, like World of Warcraft Classic, but Fortnite Season 1.
Like you can like okay, you can only build this much. Like you gotta.
Please. No, but I don't know. Cheaties, I don't know. I don't understand why people cheat. It'll be interesting to see their mentality, because it's just.
But it's like because a lot of these people think they're genuinely good because of the cheats.
I know, but like
because I was looking up YouTube videos, like people think they're good, like they think they're good because they bought $100 device, and like they didn't even hack, dude. It's just like, oh, you just move a few sliders. Like someone else did the grunt work. I can at least respect it if someone got the game.
Kudos to the person who created the cheat.
Broke into the game, found the source code, modified it themselves to like figure out how they could cheat the game, and then do that. And like, I don't know. It's fine. Like if you want to use like a cheat code in a small game, but it's just like I don't get it. Cause like in the grand strategy games that I play, you can easily access a lot of the files because they're moddable. And so when I'm playing these games, I kind of like mod them so that you get like less infamy when you do certain things. Like I'm talking about Victoria 2. Right. That's the one that I mod the most because if it breaks, it's like I sometimes it's like I change the color because like for whatever reason in that game they decide to make Japan like this purple red, like a pink red, and then so I'm like, bruh, like give it that like white grayish color, and so like I change the colors, and then so sometimes I'm like, oh okay, like different like parties will pop up, like okay, and so it's like so like when you're doing like political movements, like okay, maybe instead of protectionism they're like free trade, or they're state capitalism versus interventionism. Like
that's not cheating though.
But I mod them and I change the values and stuff, and yes, I make it in my favor sometimes. And that's that's fine because it's like I like setting up scenarios. Yeah. So it's like, oh, I'll make it like where France kept the Louisiana in America and they never sold it to the Americans. Like, and I do stuff like that, and that's fine if you want to mess with the game. I think it's completely fine, and you should be allowed to mess with the game. Yeah. And so if you're cheating within single player, that's fine. But it just when it starts affecting other players and it starts affecting other people's like fun, there's no point like in cheating.
How do you think, like, I know it's huge now, but how do you think we stop the cheaters? If we can.
I think you would have to just go after these devices directly, being like, you cannot distribute these. But companies like Nintendo have tried to sue Game Genie back in the day. And they said, well, you're not modifying the game and then reselling it, or like you're not messing with the core premise of the game. You're just slightly changing things. Yeah, you're technically not like invading their property, right? So yeah, like you're not like overstepping your bounds like onto like the patent or whatever, blah blah blah. Like there's just some crazy law garbage talk, whatever. So like
but Nintendo's tried
to remove those cheating devices even as early as like the NES or whenever, like I think it was, I'm not sure if it was the Super Nintendo or the original NES. They had cheats for like with the Game Genie, but they tried getting rid of them, but it doesn't really work out. And I don't know, like I think it's just a matter of like, you can't even rally the troops in the community to be like, hey, don't use cheating devices, because like there's gonna be people that always do it.
Just because they said don't do it, there's gonna be 10 kids that are like, I'm gonna do it.
But you see, like when it's just some kid, I think you can easily just take it away from him. But when it's a grown adult, it's like, well, like, cause like, man, like if I see one of like our nieces and nephews using a cheating device, I'm gonna be like, no, no, you don't disrespect gaming like that. Like that's skill. You gotta have skill, dude.
Yeah. Like back in our day, like I was the best gamer out of all of us, and I would just whoop you guys until you guys got better, right?
Now the tables have turned. But
loosely, but yes.
That Mario Golf game showed otherwise, right? Yeah, dude. I was salty about that Mario Golf game, but that's a whole nother can of worms. But yeah, I think I don't know how we can, what would be like, because I can complain as much like cheating sucks, like what I've been harping on for the past 20 minutes basically, but it's just I don't know how we can go from point A to B where we get rid of all the cheaters without like being invasive and privacy wise, like, because you know what I mean, like because it's like some of this anti-cheating stuff like sits on your computer and it's not the best. It's
like, but there has to be something, because Activision found 5,000 people like those cheaters, and then like they try to sue the companies, but for what I don't think they won or whatever. But it's just like if they can find like the people, like why can't they stop it at the source?
Yeah,
or maybe is it that like invasion of privacy or something?
Yeah, I feel like it starts getting to like privacy issues, and then like how much like data collection, I feel like, because then like you would have to keep track of like what the players are doing and how they're doing it. Because
but I mean, if it's data to collect just to make sure nobody's cheating, it's like I'm kind of okay with that. Just don't steal where I live.
Yeah, it's just like, just as long as you don't sell it to China or something.
Yeah, but I don't know. But like in terms of like Activision, they know how bad it is, and they're like, oh, we're so sorry. We'll get rid of them. So they get rid of 5,000 more come, and they're like,
it's just, I think it was just some sort of like, because you can't do it on like the honor system, being like, hey, don't cheat, because people will cheat.
What they said.
Because people get salty, and they're like, oh no, this kid's not good, and then they put in their cheating device to feel better about themselves, and so it's like, I don't know how to address the root problem of cheating, because cheating's been around in gaming for as long as
it's been forever.
Yeah,
but
like
it's
as
never
long as
been
games
this
have
bad.
existed, and it's like, I think it's gonna be interesting, because especially once we start getting into like augmented reality and the VR stuff and all that, like, it's gonna be like, it's just gonna get even more and more difficult. I feel like, because it's just like,
just imagine you're like in a sword art world and you going against a cheater. You know, you're level 1. You're dead.
Yeah, it's
you're
like
dead.
Yeah, sword art might be very different if someone had a game genie or something, right?
You'd be dead.
That was
Just think of that.
Yeah, and it's just like, yeah, like
on this day, future. On this day, I've said it.
Yeah, sword art online, but with cheats.
Yeah.
But I guess basically that's the plot. But we're getting sidetracked here, but.
I love it.
But I don't know, like, I don't know, what do you think would be your solution? Like, if you were like head of these game companies or whatever, you would be like, hey, we're gonna get rid of cheaters by doing what?
Honestly, just do a freaking anti-cheat. Actually listen to the community.
But anti-cheats, a lot of the times they can't vet through everybody. That's the thing. And then a lot of times,
yeah, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna cut it at least by half.
Yeah,
because instead of it being every single game there's 10 cheaters, maybe every few games, every couple hours there's like 1 or 2.
Yeah, but it's like, for consoles and stuff like that too, when you can just plug it into like, the USB.
That I don't.
And then like how do you detect it? That would have
to be some kind of like software.
But the thing is, the software can't detect it. It's hardware. It's just you just plug it in. It's like it overrides everything. It seems like, so it's like you would have to implement some sort of.
That'd be hard. I don't software in terms of software and like console. I don't think you can stop
because the worst part is like when it comes to just the hacking in general, it's just. You build that firewall or whatever, like that protection, and they break into it the next day. And then it's just like, you just, essentially, if someone wants to get in, they will. And so I think it's more about weeding out the people. Like
hire those people for your company, have them make the anti-cheat.
I mean, you're not wrong, but I think it's more of a, if you make it as you make it more difficult to cheat or hack the game or whatever, it's going to weed out the weak, essentially.
Yeah, the ones who are buying it, basically.
Yeah, that are just like buying these devices, or they just download some sort of script and copy and paste it. And, and then, you, of course, are going to have like hardcore hackers that are going to be breaking these games.
But it's like, at that point, like, that's fine.
And then it's like, yeah, like you're not going to be able to beat those guys.
Here's
like
my credit card information.
Yeah. It's like
Sorry.
Yeah, you want to flip it over? You want the numbers in the back too?
It's like, here you go.
But the point being is like that it would deter many of the low level, like, they're just hacking it or whatever, and like some angry 5-year-old kid.
Yeah. And
you would get rid of a lot of that. And so at least you would make the pool of hackers smaller, and it's only the smart ones that you're not going to really be able to beat out. And I don't know, it's like you would have to somehow change the culture around gaming when it comes to cheating. But it's like that's like saying, oh, getting rid of toxicity in the game is like, oh, don't, like, that's like getting people not to say racial slurs in a game. Like, it's like, well,
I mean, you shouldn't, but yeah, you're right.
It's like you can't stop people from doing that.
You can't stop people from being
stupid. like rage quitting and stuff like that, and it's like, well, these are problems in games that
do you think it's like a generation thing?
What do you mean, like a generation?
Okay, so how do I make this not as controversy? But like when we grew up, we didn't really want cheat codes in terms of like getting the upper hands. But now, like, how kids are kind of growing up these days, and they want to just get that quick 5 seconds of fame on a stream where they kill a streamer or whatever. Stream sniping.
You think like there's like a kind of like trophy hunting kind of thing?
Like, I'm going to get 5 seconds so they can read my name, and, they get off with that. So it's like...
I think, okay, so you're talking about like just general online, like the community at large when it comes to like highlight clips, like, they want to make their gameplay look cool, so they get the cheating device to do a 360 no-scope across the map. Like I guess part of it is clout. I think, but because it was more like when you got a cheating device, it was like, I found this secret room versus like, I just got this like 20 kill spree with.
That's what I'm saying. That's how like our generation kind of grew up.
I don't know, because like also too, like multiplayer games, depending on how far back you go, were in its infancy. There was, you had Halo, and even back then you had cheaters.
Yeah, but it was never like this bad.
But I think it's just because gaming has become so large and just encompasses so many people.
We're raising too many babies. That's what's going on.
That because it's just a numbers game. More people means more cheaters, and then because these companies are making a killing because they're still making these things, and
that's
so
the thing
it's
that
like
makes
there's
me so
so that's the thing, like it's profitable enough where there's people manufacturing these cheating devices. So it's like it doesn't feel like it's like one dude out of 10,000 players. It's probably like more like 1 in 10 or 1 in 100 who at least buy these devices.
Yeah.
And maybe they don't use them frequently, but they use them when they're like it's in some sort of competition or something. And then that makes like that affects like the esport space, because then it's like, how do you find legitimate talent versus some dude who just plugs in a device to give him like all the hacks?
Yeah. But I mean, at that point, they kind of have that when they start doing like the live esports or whatever.
Yeah,
they're gonna get called out real quick.
But like if you're doing a tournament online, right?
Yeah, that's why it's like cheating is big now, because people are winning like thousands of dollars because they're cheating on Warzone or whatever. And it's like, how do you stop that? Like, I don't think you can really.
It's a problem that's gonna persist. Unless like somehow they just go door to door every day checking if you have a device. Like
Activision knocks on your door.
Yeah, or like there's special spaces where you play these games so they can monitor. Like it's ridiculous. There's no point. And of course
companies shouldn't have to go the extra mile just to make sure people are cheating. Just get rid of the cheats. It
kind of depends. Like just like give everyone the cheats. Like, okay, these are the cheat codes. Just let everyone go. Like, I don't know if you can. I don't even know if there's like a way like we can encompass game design to incorporate the cheating that will happen and to like develop games around cheating so that you just make it less like less profitable, I guess, if it makes sense. Like it's not as rewarding to cheat because like they somehow design around the cheating. Well, like okay, so like I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, there's certain games where if you go AFK or you leave games early, you're put into a special queue with other people who do that. Yeah. So, I mean, it's probably gonna be hard, but like if they can somehow figure out who's cheating, well, can't you just put them in the same lobby as other cheaters?
Yeah, I think there was a game that did that. I can't like if anyone knows, yeah, because I could have sworn there was a game that was like that. Like they would get the hackers all together and then they would
for cheaters. Sorry. Sometimes I think aloud.
But it's just like I don't really know if how many games have been actively trying to do that. But I thought there was like Call of Duty or somebody who did that, Battlefield or something.
I know League of Legends does the AFK thing.
Yeah, and so like, but that's AFK is different than cheating, right? Like you're maybe you're just taking a fat dump, and like
then don't queue,
Yeah, it's like you get that
liquid hot diarrhea coming out of your butthole,
and
you're like, I'm gonna queue up. It's like, what are you doing?
I swear I'll be back in time. I got 30 seconds.
It's like, come on, man, that's your fault.
You know what? I don't know why this reminded me, but like. I always thought it was interesting as kids because like before there was like on demand and like you had like Netflix and there was like no commercials, you could just pause TV. Yeah. Remember like how like if you needed to go to the bathroom you had to hold it during commercial break.
Exactly.
And then so you just run to the bathroom and like man you just had to pee in like 10 seconds and come back.
That's what I'm saying.
But it's funny because it's like the commercials would be like, oh, this takes so long and like just get back to the show. But when you needed to go pee, man, it was like more commercials. I still need to go. What 30 seconds?
See, that's what I'm saying. That's how we grew up. So
but, we
can hold our booty cheeks for like an hour just to play a game.
No, I really don't. I really don't know why. Why there's just like why I'm so. I mean, I know why I'm so upset about the cheating, but I don't. I guess more on like a higher level, like I guess it's just the unfairness of it is what gets me.
Look. For cheaters, fine. If you're having a bad day, your girlfriend left you, you got fired. Go ahead. Do one cheat code. Make yourself feel better.
Just let everyone know in the chat, like, hey, I'm having a bad day. I'm like cheating.
If it makes you feel better for like 5 minutes in your crappy life, fine, go ahead. But if you're just doing it every single day and calling yourself good, calling you like the next, I don't know, ninja or whatever, like rethink your life, man. Go to that therapy class. Say, I cheat in video games every 5 seconds.
I am a cheater.
Like, get a hug. I don't know. Go live with your mom or something.
The infidelity you have with your gaming console is horrendous.
I don't know. It's just
that's the 8th deadly sin right there. Thou should not cheat in games. Cheating. It's just because it's like I can't enjoy Chivalry because there's invisible dudes. I can't play Warzone because they're shooting me across the map.
This is like the 5th episode where we say we need a therapist to kind of go over all this. Like,
yeah,
it'll be very interesting. Like,
I don't even know. Like, there has to be some sort of like something we can do because it's like I don't know because like I'm not well versed enough in like anti-cheat and all this stuff.
Yeah, because we don't cheat, so.
And how to like prevent it because it's something like because eventually I want to work on games and release them and if they're multiplayer, well, hello, there's gonna be a lot of cheating and then it's like.
Do you think like companies who make multiplayer games are kind of like scared that these cheaters are gonna ruin their game? Like if you're like you're a small indie company or whatever.
Yeah,
you bring a game, it's like the next big thing, but you don't have an anti-cheat, and everyone just cheats in your multiplayer, and now nobody plays it. Like,
yeah, I feel like that does kill, or has the potential to kill a lot of communities, is when you cheat like that. But to me, I'd rather just maybe a solution I just thought of right now is that you just have regular game lobbies, and then you have like secondary game lobbies that say, hey, cheating is allowed in this. If you want to use it, you can play here. And because like of course, like a lot of streamers like catching cheaters, right, for content. Like, oh, beta cuck cheater gets demolished by like me who shot him in the back and didn't even know it. Like, in these games, whatever. Like you see the clickbait titles like, oh, I beat the cheater and blah blah blah, and he cries to his mom. But so it's like,
we'll put
so
that
it's
as
like,
our title.
yeah, that's what we're gonna do. But I don't even know what I was saying at this point, but there's like, okay, so like you do a separate lobby and that allows cheating, and then you have a regular one that actively scans for cheating because it's like you're gonna have to, because like you don't want the slowdown of gameplay like where it's like constantly check. I don't know if there's like a constant check in the background, like maybe you can see like, hey, if like this person's walking too quick or something, maybe he's cheating. Like I don't know, like you would have to put all these checks, and it's already like I don't know like how, but maybe it would just be best to separate the two communities, like you can just be like, hey, if you want to use cheats, it's okay to use cheats on the server. You guys can do wacky things, do whatever you want, but please don't do it on the regular servers. Have the anti-cheats for that. Make sure that everything is like, like secured and like you focus on that, and then you just have servers where people run wild.
I mean,
and that might incentive like because I know there's gonna be some jerks that are like, well, I don't want to play on the server now. I want to go play on the regular server, and then it's just like we'd be like. It's going to have to be like a gotcha. And then, like, you go into the servers and you get banned. And then, like, I don't know. But, no. But for real,
buy your game 3 more times. And you're like,
but that's the thing. How do you, because, like, people can just rebuy the game or they just make a new account. Like, you would have to, like, get someone's IP address. But then, like, there's, like, you just get, like, some VPN thing. And then, you would just do that and change your VPN, and then you just go into the game, and it's just like it's a mess, dude. It's just a mess.
Imagine if we had a VPN sponsor. This would have been like the perfect.
Yeah, I was literally about to say like if someone hit us up with the VPN sponsor, that would have been.
That would have been the perfect plug.
But then we would have been promoting cheating at that point. Oh. Are we shills? Yes, we are.
At least we're honest and upfront about it.
No, but for us though, it's okay. No one listens to us, so.
Surprisingly, people do. Anyways.
So, yeah, I really don't know what would be the solution to cheating. I think you'd have to try to get, like, industry professionals together and then people who have worked on these anti-cheating.
Well, the head honchos also have to care. I don't think
the head honchos have to care, but I think you just have to drive a lot of these cheaters out of the cheating device companies out of business. And then, I mean, as however moral you see as to shut down a business and then, like, get rid of a bunch of people's jobs. I don't know.
Hey, but go ahead, cheat.
The cheaters are gone.
Oh my god.
Man can't feed his family.
Yeah, it's fine though. You could cheat.
Cheaters are gone.
Happy yourself.
But yeah, it's just like I don't know. I think it is going to end up being the detriment of the gaming community, is cheating, and then I think cheating is only going to get worse, and it's going to get less fun.
And then there goes.
And that's why I just like, and I think that's why I like couch co-op. Yep. Because it's like we can like if we're gonna cheat, I have to like push you to like so like when you're pressing the A button,
put a bag over the head.
Yeah, like you gotta mess with them or something.
But even then, if you're caught cheating on the couch, you just get punched in the face. So it's like
but it's just like
again, see that's just generation thing.
You get it's like everyone's just roughhousing on the couch trying to win. Like that's fine. It's like I don't know. It's like I really wish there's like a good solution, and maybe there's like a good YouTube video like of like potential solutions, because I didn't do much research on it, because everyone's kind of saying the same thing. Like everyone's shrugging, like I don't know, like
anti-cheat,
like anti-cheat. But then there's so many ways to get around the anti-cheats. And then I forgot who I was watching, but there's this dude, like he was like trying to use a virtual machine, and it was counting, and because he natively runs Linux on his computer, but he wanted a Windows virtual machine to play the game or something like that. And then Windows was saying the virtual machine is cheating, and then so he got banned. But then it's like, well, you can use regular cheats and then it doesn't catch it. So it's like it's bad. Like, cause even like for my school, in the colleges, they make you download like this web browser lockdown thing, and I hate it because it's totally invades your privacy. And like
I didn't know that.
Like and so I thought it was kind of interesting, because they're trying to get students to stop cheating on this stuff, which is like you can just pop open a second screen.
Yeah,
I was like,
there's more than one
these
web
boys
browser.
Think they're slick. I was like, no, like because you can't, like it's like, because I had on my laptop. I'm like, dude, I can easily just go on my computer or like have like your phone or whatever. Like you would have to track the IP. Make sure like no one's else is like,
they have the right intentions,
but it's like and then like, because now like some of them can track like if you have a second tab open or you're flicking through like tabs and stuff, but it is an invasion of privacy. And I think that's interesting, because I think that does kind of carry over to games, because cheating online is very difficult to catch, like just for schools. And then so I think like just cheating in general in the online like world it's just like it's just
you sneeze and there's like 6 cheats.
and it's just like, I think maybe it's just like there's just a flaw with how we inherently create these things, or it's just like, I don't know, like, because you can't run off the honor system here. You know what I mean?
No, nobody has honor these days. Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't
no honor among thieves.
No, they're not even thieves. They're just cheaters.
Yeah.
They cheat their loot. See? I don't know.
But
I think multiplayer games are just gonna slowly decline.
You think?
I think so.
You think multiplayer is just gonna be kind of dead, or like local multiplayer, like because remember LAN play where like
I think LAN stuff, like on like in-person tournaments,
or like you just host your own server and stuff.
I think
maybe actually that's better. Maybe like we have something where like, because there's communities of gamers who basically they run their own Discord and stuff like that, and then they like, hey, donate to the server and then stuff like that. So then they run their own server, and then maybe we're just gonna have to do it where we kind of decentralize like the servers, and then just basically be like, okay, each community is going to have to vet the players that come into play, and you're going to have to be, but then of course it's like, well, then now you can just have a bunch of like, racist, misogynistic jerks being like, no women, no black people allowed. Okay? And then so it's like, oh, okay, well,
but they ain't cheaters.
But it's like, I think most gaming communities will be welcoming enough to be like, okay, like, yeah, there's probably gonna be some overtly racist people who own some of these servers that like whites only or whatever on this server.
Yeah, you got that right.
But like you're probably having KKK rallies on one of these servers, but for like Roblox or something. But but no. What I'm saying though is like, I think maybe it would be a good idea, even though I kind of just disproved it, but is that maybe you have communities where you have to like be like, go to the Discord and be like, hey, I want to join your guys' server and play, and then they just like somehow they would have to be like, okay, no cheating. If you get reported from cheating,
get them on voice call and have them say, I will not cheat. Because if they're going to cheat, you're going to hear their shaky voice. And you'll be like, boy, get out of here.
Senpai, please, don't do this. No, but I think like it'd be better if like there's some sort of like player-to-player vetting system somehow that can like, hey, if they're cheating on this server, they get banned from the server. And then, of course, they have to go sign up for like, essentially sign up for another server, be like, hey, let me join, and then somehow communicate like, oh, these players are cheating.
Right.
And then so like the server owners and admins are the ones that have to be like, hey, no, because you cheated on XYZ server, we're not letting you into the ABC
that
server.
Might work.
And so maybe it has to be a player vetting system. I think that might be what's better.
I do know, because like there's a lot of people on Discord who do that, and there's like a new like website called like Party or something, because I know PewDiePie does it. And it's like you can sign up and you can like party with people through like that website, whatever. So it's like that'd be a good like.
Yeah, maybe that's what we have to do. It's just where it's peer to peer, and that you go, hey, this guy's cheating, and then they're gonna have to just like ban him. And of course, I mean, I guess you can just buy the game over again. But I guess there's so many times before you get banned, but for like where you just like dump $300 into a brand new game just to keep getting back in. And there's probably some loser with enough money to do that.
So I just thought of this right now. I know a lot of people cheat in like battle royales, but how come there's not too many cheaters in like MMOs? How are they stopping the cheaters?
I don't know. I guess cheating in MMOs are more just like you just get better loot. Cause like I know that cause even when you go for like world records and stuff like that, the speedrunners, like, cause I know the guy Dream whatever.
Oh, for
Dream,
Minecraft.
For Minecraft, he got caught because he changed some of the values, whatever, and he lied about it. I didn't keep up with it because I don't care.
He lied for it. He kept saying, "I'm not a cheater. I'm not a cheater." For
and
a
then
very
because
long
he was like
time.
supposed to like, oh, I hired some guy from like MIT or Harvard to disprove your. And it's like, well, where's the guy? I have him come on camera. Oh no, he's just he's a buddy of mine, and I hired him.
It's
yeah,
just
blah, blah,
it's always
blah,
funny to hear the lies that they try.
But that's what I'm saying. Like because I think either it's like we're saying some sort of peer-to-peer thing where it's like, okay, here's the cheaters in the communities, we publicly shame them. No, okay, we publicly shame them. But like there has to be some sort of like accountability, and I think if we increase accountability in these games, because especially because some of these communities are so large, it's just like it's impossible to vet every single player.
Yeah.
But I think maybe for smaller games, it may be possible because I feel like smaller games, yeah, they deal with cheating, but I think it's
I feel like it'd be
probably a little bit more manageable because there's like less players. But then it's just
but
like
it's even more equally frustrating.
Yeah, because it's like yeah, like we're talking about like, oh, it'd be cool if like we make a multiplayer game that we play, and I was like, well, that'd be cool if other people play. But then it's just like, well, how do like just people download it and they're gonna cheat, and it's like, well, now I'm gonna have to install this anti-cheat and waste all that time.
But see, but still. I wonder if there's, I don't know, because in MMOs there's hardly any cheaters. There's just like multi-boxing. But
What's
like
that,
multi-boxing is basically we have like like 8 different accounts, all one keyboard, and there's like, I guess that is cheating. So there's a program where you like if you press one button on the keyboard, it moves for every single one of your accounts. So in terms of World of Warcraft, you would go to like a mining node with 8 different accounts, and they would all mine that one node, and they would just stay there and just keep doing that.
So what would you get on the mining node?
Just or you can sell and become a millionaire in WoW. I don't really understand the point of that, but it's pretty much just cuts the farming time by half. But
so no, I get it because I know you would sell like accounts.
Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't.
Oh yeah,
selling,
I would.
But people could. Get him out of here! Get him out of here! No. But like I know people, you would be able to sell your accounts, and people were doing that, right? And then they cracked down on it or something, right?
Yeah. So, but like that's the only, I guess, terms of cheating for MMOs. Like I can't really think of any.
I think it's just cheating. I mean, cheating's always been around for like even regular games. You know, Monopoly. You'd be like, no, I already rolled the dice, so you can't play the card. Or what's the rules, like house rules and stuff like that. Even just for playing stupid beer pong. You know, everyone's got 20 different rules so they can cheat and win. Yeah. So it's like cheating's gonna be around forever. So it's like but you can. You can just incentivize these players, and I think sometimes having a good community where people are like, hey, let's not cheat because we really like this game, and the developers, I think you'd have to somehow run on good favor for some of that stuff. But I think you're right, because there is the fear of multiplayer games dying out, or massive multiplayer, I should say, where you have hundreds of people on a server. And then it's because especially I think in the competitive scene, just naturally people are just going to cheat, and you can't really stop that. I think, because to me it's like, okay, if you get like myself an action replay, because as a kid I thought, oh, it was cool, I can get unlimited shiny Pokemon, but then I didn't go join like the local like regionals and then try to like beat people with those Pokemon.
Check out all my perfect Pokemon that I worked on.
And like even in that community, it's like you can clearly tell, like, okay, these Pokemon are
near
like
impossible.
Like you would have to breed them for like 100 hours, and like
the game came out last week. How do you have all this?
It's like okay, and so, but I feel like that saps the fun out of it, because then you have to get like these perfect stats because everyone's cheating.
Yep.
And then it's just not fun. I don't know, maybe it's just we have to like maybe increase like the merit system or something, like incentivize, maybe like, hey, if you catch a cheater, you get like a free month
like
of
a free skin or something.
Yeah, like
that's true.
But then that would incentivize like
the cheaters to
go,
make a cheater.
Yeah, and then you pay somebody to go get those like limited skins, and it's just a rabbit hole, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Like we're trying to like deconstruct like what we can do for these like these games. It's just like it's sad because it's like more and more as like I'm because like I've been just working on kind of like little like single player games, whatever, for myself, like just to kind of mess around. And I'm just like, dude, if I want to do a multiplayer game like the one we've been thinking about doing, it's like, well, I can't. And it's like I can't really like, it's just like people cheaters are gonna ruin it. And it's like, I don't know, like maybe it's like I would release the game and then be like, hey, like only so like I don't know, like how would you even vet for cheaters in the first place?
No,
You know,
I have
it's
no
like
idea. Without invading their privacy. I don't know.
yeah. So it just stinks. I think that's that's the takeaway from all this.
Cheaters, we hate you. You heard it here first. In case your mom didn't tell you.
The nuance, our nuance opinion on cheaters.
Well,
cheaters
no,
suck.
nobody likes cheating in games. Like if you go outside and say, "Hey, I cheat in video games," they're probably like, "Why are you stupid? Like, why? Why do you do it, Bobby, or whoever your name is?"
Why Bobby?
I don't know.
Is that a call off or
It's a
something?
generic name I could think of.
No one's named Bob anymore, really. I mean, you got Robert, and I guess some people say Bobby, but
Yeah, Richard.
yeah, I guess so. I don't know, man. But yeah, I mean, we kind of went all around in circles today, just ranting about cheating.
Let's end it with the nice topic of Nintendo Switch being completely stupid.
We'll talk
for at least 5 minutes.
Yeah, we'll at least just talk about the new Switch, because that's something we wanted to kind of give our opinion on, because I saw it today and I was like, it's okay. I like the white color scheme. I think it looks cool. I think it looks sleek, especially with the whole like Metroid thing.
But like, who asked for this?
Everyone did.
No.
Remember, everyone was like, "Oh, they're gonna come up with a new Switch. Look, cool." And then they're like, "Oh, disappointment."
They're like, "Psych, it's just a nice screen."
and that's kind of like my problem is like they do the revisions on these consoles, and sometimes it's not enough of an upgrade for me. But then I feel like a pleb for not like buying it. You know what I mean?
But the only reason you would buy this Switch is if you don't have one. That's literally the only reason.
Yeah. I mean, because like on the back part, like, well, I mean, of course, if you haven't seen it, basically, it's a 7-inch screen, or they make the screen bigger. It's white, and
it's OLED, which is just a nice shiny screen.
And then on the back, you know, instead of the little like just stand, like the little kickstand, essentially, like from a bike, essentially, that's like it's like
stay here, bike, don't move.
Yeah, it's essentially what you're doing there, but it's like the whole back, and then you can adjust it more, which okay, I like.
Sure.
And then I mean, they still haven't fixed the joysticks, but we're not talking about that. And then anyways, yeah, it's like, oh, they got rid of a USB.
They got rid of a USB to put an Ethernet port, which is stupid. Like, why?
But I mean, I get the Ethernet.
But why get rid of a USB?
But then at the same time, it's like, well, it's supposed to be a portable system. I'd rather have the USB, I think.
Yeah, you're supposed to carry like an Ethernet cord with you everywhere, though. But what's the whole point?
No, I mean, like, cause like a lot of people play these things at home, and like, you know, if we're playing like, you know, Smash or something online, but
since everyone plays that at home, why do they have an OLED screen when they have an OLED TV?
I don't know, bro. It's like
as you can see, I'm clearly triggered by this new Switch.
Can jack up the price,
and it's more expensive.
But I feel like that's their kind of like.
For the same price, you can buy an OLED TV and get a console.
I don't know. I mean, how much is it selling for?
It's like $359.
I don't know, dude. Like, it's because I don't really want them to come out with like the new whatever, you know, Switch. The Switch clearly needs to be improved, but they should have done it the first time around.
Yes.
Like the improvements they have on this should have just been there in the first place.
Yes.
And then they're downgrading by taking out the USB port. But
But fine, make OLED fine, but increase the performance.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. Yeah, whatever. I'm mad now.
But yeah, I mean, our overall opinion is kind of
trash.
Yeah, like I don't really like it. I think it disappointed most of the fans, but I think they overhyped themselves because of the leaks that happen. But I think people get too caught up in the leaks because they want to believe it's gonna be the new biggest coolest system ever, that they're like gonna come out with the new Game Boy essentially that like just blows everything out of the water. And like, no, Nintendo's not gonna innovate like that, you know. I mean, not that they don't innovate, but it's just like there's no need to. Like the Switch it's
fine.
It's fine.
Tweak
it. Well, the Switch itself is fine. The joysticks are not, because those things are horrendous.
You know, so many people are going to be mad if that new Switch still has a problem.
I'm willing to bet some money on that they're not going to fix the joysticks problem, the drift, the recalibration. They barely added the recalibration thing, right? And
somebody needs to sue them.
And then fix your potato servers. You know, like they're not gonna like.
They're not that bad.
I mean, yeah.
But don't worry, the Ethernet cord will fix the server.
Yeah, it's like the Ethernet cable is gonna help, but when your servers are running on potatoes, The servers don't even have the proper wires. I bet. Like they're probably from the '90s still. Like the Apple II
they're
runs
running on SNESs or whatever.
Yeah, like the Apple II can still connect to they got dial-up back there or something, dude. Like it's crazy, man. I don't even know.
It's so stupid. And if they don't fix like the Joy-Con stuff, they have to get sued. I know Sony got sued because their controllers had drift too.
Yeah, well,
they lost.
I thought they sued this Nintendo to get I know they're trying to do things like the right to repair.
Mm-hmm.
So like you can pop these things open, repair them, and get parts for them and stuff like that. So there's like a whole. I know people are trying to champion that and get that thing going, but I really don't know. Like, it's bad. It's bad design. You can't really. I mean, okay, I use my Switch to play like RPGs and like not shooters, but it's just like okay, it's like the joystick's horrendous to try to aim with, dude.
Yeah, that was. I don't know.
Like the last time Nintendo had a good controller was GameCube.
Yep. And people still use the GameCube remotes.
And so I don't really know, because even like their Pro controller, whatever, it's okay.
I have it, and I find like the buttons don't really register correctly.
Yeah, because the controller is so essential to
a console.
Yeah, I mean, it like PC too. It's like if you don't have a good mouse and keyboard, you're not gonna have a good time. Like it's like, and especially like when you're playing like platformers and stuff, man. It's like sometimes you just need a good controller to be able to like jump on those platforms.
It just baffles me that like okay, a PS5 remote, you have adaptive triggers, which is like cool, and it's like that's actually huge, but they can't fix a drift.
But you see, I feel like the problem with these controllers is that they add novelty to it. So it's like, oh, look, we have the touchpad on here. Like, no one asks for a touchpad. No one cares for a touchpad. Maybe one or two launch game uses the touchpad, and then no one uses it ever again.
Yeah.
And it's just like, why do we need that? And it's just like, I know they want to make it look cool and futuristic sometimes for some of these console game design or controller design. Sorry. And then I think like the Switch, they kept it simple, and then they still charge the same amount for basically a PlayStation controller who has like twice the amount of functionality that doesn't even deserve to be in there. Correct. But it's like you got the Switch controller. It's like, oh, no drift, please. Like Drift Machine broke, and then it's just like they just basically keep giving out these terrible joysticks, and it's just like bro, like, have you ever tried playing Smash Bros with those little things? Man? You can't, like, and then it's just like, unless you're just playing something without that doesn't, like, if you're playing a light novel or a visual novel or something, like, no one's gonna care.
Well, even then, like, you're trying to press down and it goes down and then back up.
Yeah, you're right, but it's just like, you can get away with like having bad controls if you don't really need it for that game. But, if you're playing,
what game doesn't need a controller?
Yeah, I mean,
Just Dance.
Well, no, yeah, because then you gotta wave it around. Hey, did you see that in the trailer? They're trying to kind of go back to like that Wii era of like doing the fitness stuff.
I'm okay with that.
I thought that was kind of interesting because it's like,
well, they had like the
that like circular
thing that
like
you can actually lose weight with that, but
yeah, I don't know. Like, is that? It's like you can.
But how's the drift affect that? It says you run a mile, but you only.
Yeah, I remember like you would go on like on the Wii thing and it'd say like you're obese, yeah. And then you're just
There's
like, what?
TikTok of that. It's pretty funny.
And then you're just like, oh, okay, like that was a weird era when you think about it. Just
I'm just here to play Smash. You call me obese?
Yeah. Yeah, the Wii was just like body shaming pretty bad, huh? They were just like, oh no, you fat, but it's like, I think also too, like, did they calibrate it for like American standards of health? Because it's like,
maybe
being like, most Japanese people are fairly thin. You're not gonna have a.
No, I never can't. I'm gonna resist.
Make a fat joke.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not in the best shape like we used to be, but
yeah, that's why the table's hiding my belly sometimes.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't really think the Switch needed another iteration, I guess. Like,
it's like, would you call this? Like, would you call it an upgrade?
Switch Plus. I mean, that's basically what it's like. It's an upgrade, but a downgrade because they got rid of the port, and then the Ethernet cable's cool, but or the port. It's like, I mean.
There's literally like almost no point to this. I don't know.
It's like what kind of games you're playing to really need
an OLED? Like, maybe I can kind of understand it if you take it to the park, I guess.
Why are you playing the Switch at the park?
I don't know, man.
I mean, maybe if you're waiting at the DMV, you know, and you just got your
but
little.
then everyone's
Switch
be like watching you play, which is weird.
and then you just look like a weirdo grown man playing video games.
Yeah. And now it's bigger, kind of, not really, but I don't know.
Well, the screen is like
just play on your phone.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. It's like because I like the idea of like gaming on the go. Like it sounds really cool, but it's just like I feel like it's kind of hard to master. I feel like I don't know how like the compromise, you know? Because like
a PSP did it right.
Oh, dude, yeah, that was cool.
Don't bring that back.
Please. I never owned one, but I played with them and they're cool. You know, it's like okay, I like them. They're cool, but I don't know. I don't know what the Switch can really do. I almost rather have them just split off where like okay, yes, you have your DS line and then you have the main console line. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Like I would like for them to bring back the Game Boy, as in like you know just the name because I think Game Boy just sounds cool. But I don't know like what they can really do with like the Switch just to improve it. It's like because you would need to make it bigger and then you lose the portability of it and then
this is already the third iteration of a Nintendo Switch.
It's yeah, because you have the Lite, and
but
then
all the problems still exist on all three of them.
And then the worst with the Lite is that the joysticks, if they have problems, you can't go and return them.
Exactly.
Which is
you can't even hook it up to a TV. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing over there at Nintendo, but
what's going on Nintendo, huh?
But yeah, I mean, I'm not a big fan of it. Probably not gonna purchase it. I mean, maybe if I need a Switch, that's the version I'm gonna get because it's like if my Switch breaks or something.
Yeah, if like I could buy it without sweating, I'll buy it, but it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, so
I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of like our final thoughts. Yeah, so like Chivalry's a fun game. Go play it. If you see us on there.
Cheaters, you suck.
Yeah, say hi. But
if you see a Mr. Fenn, don't kill him. It's me.
Yep. And see, I don't know. What am I? Toasty Muffin?
Chirping cow? Chirping cow. You kill him.
I have weird names that for my. I should probably change. But
Rick is like, oh wait a minute. It's okay. Imagine being famous and be called a chirping cow.
Everyone just calls me Chirpin or Cow or whatever. But I don't know.
Hey, what's up, Cow? Yeah, but then that's gonna seem kind of offensive. I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I got.
Wrap it up.
I gotta have a cool name now. I don't have like some cool like Demon Slayer 5469. Well,
at least it's not that.
I would have been
420 XX.
Yeah, XX
lowercase x, uppercase x.
Smashed your mom underscore XXX 69.
Oh, good days.
But yeah, we're gonna be pretty much wrapping up here now. It seems like. All right. So thanks for listening. If you listened this far, if you like our content, we'll try to make sure to upload weekly still on Wednesdays.
We will.
Then, yeah, make sure to follow us on our social medias. We're at Past the Pop Culture, pretty much on everything, but we're mainly active on our Instagram, or we'll do little reviews here and there of like movies that we see, or kind of like first episode reviews, kind of like first impressions. So if you want to check out some of that stuff, we're at Past the Pop Culture on Instagram. And yeah, thanks for listening, man. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe. Give us a like
or dislike.
Please no dislikes because that hurts my feelings. No, but yeah.
All right. Need the engagement.
All right. See you guys. Thanks.
Peace.